This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to one of the sweetest Rays postcasts of the year. Your spot for instant Rays reaction after every single game. My name is Jonathan Shields. I'll be with you for every single one of these Rays postcasts. And obviously today the Rays come out and just start throwing haymakers. Rays win 13-0, outscore the Blue Jays 19-2 in the entire series as they sweep their division rival. Just utter domination from this Tampa Bay team, and they've now won, I believe it's 7-9 at home. So look out, guys. We talked about it. If the Rays can just start putting together some baseball things even out. So if the Rays finally start to put together some wins at home, they were going to start to turn this thing around. And guys, they've done really a complete 180 on their season when stuff looked bleak after the Miami series loss. So we're going to talk about on this one. Was this the best start of Pepiot's career? Was this the most complete win of the season? And we're going to look ahead to the Minnesota Twins series to see if the Rays can win their 6th in a row. But first, we're going to talk about how the Bats, alive and well.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Every single person that stepped into the batter's box wearing a Rays uniform got on base today in some capacity. Everyone except for Christopher Morel got a hit. That includes the guys that pinch hit. And Christopher Morel got hit by a pitch, which got him to get on base. So, I mean, just the most complete this lineup has been. And what Josh Lowe does and what it lengthens this lineup, we're seeing it in real time. And, we talked about, what's this Rays lineup going to look like when it's healthy? What's the depth going to be? Well, the depth in this lineup right now is pretty strong, and it's only going to get deeper. That's the thing. It is only going to get deeper. And if this starting pitching staff continues to pitch like it has been, this is a starting staff I thought we were going to get at the beginning of the year. Look, it's going to be special, guys. I'm telling you, it's a long time left. The Rays are in sole possession of second place. They're here. Here we go. Now the Rays are playing right before Memorial Day. We talked about it. Memorial Day is kind of that cutoff that say, okay, everything before it, you take it with a grain of salt. Now we see what's going on. Well, the Rays turn it on right before Memorial Day, and it's just a relief to see because this Rays team is so very good. So let's go through it. I mean, the Rays score again in the first inning. That's something the Rays didn't do a lot against Houston. Actually, I don't think they did it all against Houston, was score first. And now Brandon Lowe now has home runs in 3 of his last 4 games. He is getting hot, and he just owns Chris Bassett. So obviously he hits that huge 2-run home run. Josh Lowe comes in to score. And in the 5th inning, that's where we get to our turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
We said this a few days ago that the Rays, another broadcaster said, the Rays make you beat, the Rays they play so fundamentally sound. They do everything the right way that if you make a mistake, they capitalize on it, and you have to play almost perfect to beat them because the Rays don't make too many mistakes. Well, the Blue Jays played far from perfect. I mean, George Springer was going to have nightmares about playing right field at Steinbrenner Field. I mean, he was just in shambles. I tweeted, it's like, this was the first time I felt like the Rays had a home field advantage. The heat really got Toronto. I mean, they were out there forever. And then you see the sun bothering everyone. But, the Rays, I don't think had any errors. The Blue Jays, even though some of them won't go down as errors, had 7 misplays in this one. And the Rays took advantage of all of it. So this was the Rays' way. In that 5th inning, they didn't hit a home run. They stole bases, they got situational hitting, and they took advantage of the other team's mistakes. That is Rays baseball. That is what this Tampa Bay team does when they win games. And they've been doing it to a T the last 5 games. And it's just been so good to see. They haven't been beating themselves. They've been winning with pitching and defense. And then they begin the situational hit. But, of course, the one in this, what was just crazy, the Rays played 5 runs in that, or they played 7 runs in that 5th inning. And, it's that kind of game when Ben Rortvedt has 3 RBIs and has a 2 RBI single in the 5th inning to really help break things wide open. So just incredibly proud of this team. Look, like I said, they had to look themselves in the mirror after the Miami series. What are we going to do? And then they come back and they lose their first run to Houston. Okay, it's put up or shut up time now. And the Rays put up, and they, have turned it on now. And this is the Rays team they could be. And now they're going to go for 6 in a row tomorrow. But can they win 13 of 15? Can they win 16 of 18? And that we'll see if they can start going. So, I mean, look, guys, 2nd place in the East, back to 500, which is just kind of crazy to think about. And unfortunately, the Yankees are up on Colorado. But look, The Rays are right there. After this tumultuous start to the year, they're right there. They're braving everything now, and now here come the reinforcements. Now they're ready to take off. So if you guys are watching live, make sure to leave a comment. We will get to them at the end of the live like we always do. If you're watching the replay, leave a like, and then join us tomorrow in the live stream, hopefully after a 6th straight win against the Twins. As now we'll talk about Ryan Pepiot. I'm going to ask you guys this. Was this the best start of Ryan Pepiot's career? Was it? Let me know in the comments. 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. He now has a quality start of 6 in his last 7 games, and that earns you our player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And again, just like Shane Baz yesterday, even though Shane Baz got down the count a few times, efficiency, limiting base runners. Bo Bichette didn't get a hit this series. Vladdy only 2 hits this series. Keep going down the line. This Rays starting staff, I believe each of them through the last rotation have allowed 2 or less runs. Now, the group of 5 continues to roll over. And you could argue they have a guy named Joe Boyle just getting ready to come up and throw heat when he comes up. And then obviously you got Shane McClanahan, who should be back hopefully by the All-Star break. But, this is a starting staff I thought the Rays were going to get at the beginning of the year. And you're not going to hold teams to 1 run, 2 runs, 0 runs all the time. But, man, I thought this Rays staff was going to be top 10 in ERA in baseball. And now I don't know if they've updated it coming in this last game. But I can check real quick to see where they're at as a team. As from the pitching staff, they're now 15th. But this is the entire staff with bullpen included at average with a 3.7 ERA. So this is what I thought they would get coming back. So it's just incredibly good to see. And then, when you look, it's wow, the Rays play good defense. Wow, they pitch really well. Wow, I mean, if they get any sort of offense, they're going to go really far. And the Rays don't make mistakes. They don't beat themselves. And they make the other team, beat themselves. Or if they don't, the Rays were outplaying the Blue Jays. If you go back before the beginning, the Rays had left 2 on in the second and 2 on the 4th, right? And they finally got to break it through, and they should have won bigger on Friday. Saturday, the score is about right. And today, they should have been up the score kind of if they took advantage of the opportunities earlier. So when you go back and see, it's like, wow, like this is the first time in a while I can remember the Rays being the better team and outplaying the other team for really 3 straight days. And, that is just the tide of hopefully of good things to come. So, like, I don't expect them to sweep the Twins, but can they go win another series? Can they go 7-3 in this homestand? Or I believe it'd be 6-3 in this homestand because they only play 9 games. But would they go 6-3 on this homestand? I mean, that would just be monumental. They've already won 4 or 5 games this homestand. I mean, so it would be 10. Am I tripping? Anyway, math is not my strong suit, as you guys can see. I love watching baseball and talking about the Rays. But anyway, can they take 2 out of 3 against the Twins? Can they get to above 500 going into Houston? Can they maintain that when they get their guys back? Can they be 2-3 games above 500? Can they get to the All-Star break 5 games above 500? So instead of having this talk of can the Rays stay a little below to at 500, now can the Rays take advantage of what the situation they put themselves in and now break through and get consistently a few games above 500? That's what we're going to talk about more. And what's this most complete game of the year right after this? This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. Like I said, guys, you guys already know at this point, my favorite same-game parlay. If you guys think that the Knicks are going to get back in the series tomorrow, you can parlay the Knicks to win, Josh Hart to have 10 points, Jalen Brunson to score 30, OG Anunoby score 15. That's what FanDuel allows you to do. And if you're new to FanDuel, it's a perfect time to set up because if you go to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet, if it wins, you get 200 in bonus bets. So make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. So again, if you guys are in the live, leave a comment. We will be getting to them at the end of the live as we always do. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. Was this the most complete victory of the year? The Rays beat Boston 16-1 earlier this year. They've had a few other really complete games, but let me guys know in the comments. Was this the most complete Rays win of the year? Because I think it is. Boston scored a run. The Rays pitching staff was just dominant in this one. And it's not like there were some real players in this Blue Jay lineup. They got some studs in there. Vladdy was probably one of the 5 best players in baseball. Bo Bichette is one of the best contact hitters in baseball. Anthony Santander, even though it was a little bit slumpy, one of the best switch hitters in baseball. So with all that going, and then Chris Bassett is a really good pitcher. He held the Rays to 1 run last time and got teed up on a little bit this time. So I think it is the most complete win of the year. And this Rays team we just talked about at length, man. They stayed the course. They did their job. Now it's time to get some of their guys back. Hyesung Kim gonna DH tomorrow in Durham. Welcome sight. Jake Magnum is ready to come back. He'll probably be activated sometime during the Twins series, and then you really got the tough conversation about who goes down and whatnot. And then, Shane McClanahan, if you get, he's probably not going to be back before the All-Star break, but you see these guys. Here comes the reinforcements, and here come the Rays, guys. I mean, back to 500, 5 straight wins. Just, I almost can't believe it because of where this team was after the Miami series. But man, shout out to Kevin Cash, shout out to everyone's doing, and they have turned it completely around. And it's other guys want to highlight. Junior Caminero didn't get benched, but they gave him an extra day off. He has been on fire the last 3 games. And that double he had to kind of kickstart the rally in the 5th, that was just absolutely mash. And they're doing all this while Yandy has not been great. Yandy's been up in a lot of really key situations and hasn't really came through. He had a hit today, but, it's kind of that fluky one where George Springer lost. Excuse me, guys. That George Springer lost in the sun. And, so Curtis Mead, now it's a 7-game hitting streak after that home run. Just unbelievable. Chandler Simpson, 10-game hitting streak. Just every single time he gets a hit, it feels like it is a massive, massive hit. And this entire lineup, guys, it is really, really starting to come together. Even guys that didn't play that, Gainey Jansen, Cabby, all these guys will just put together some consistent at-bats. So let's get to the comments. Let's see what all you guys are saying. As Jose Rodriguez says, do I smell second place? We do. We're officially in second place. As we go to Cameron Van Pelle, says, look like those Canada boys wanted to head back up north. Maybe this is when our home field will take advantage and start working for us as literally these home games we have remaining. Yeah, I mean, I sure hope so because I tweeted about it. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. Go see that, how this is the first time it feels like the Rays have a home field advantage, right? And it is apparent because of where the Rays were at home before the streak. They couldn't win at home, and now it seems like they're just putting together a lot more consistent at bats. As Samantha Crespo, welcome in, says, what a streak. And Augustine Crespo says, rumor have it the Rays Lucky Charm is leaving town tomorrow. Let's hope the winning streak does not leave with him. So if you're the Lucky Charm, it seems like you got to stay because Rays Nation might be in outrage if the winning streak loses. But as we go to Gary, he says, how sweep it is. We can now say second place Tampa Bay Rays. Pitching staff held Jays to 2 runs over 3 games. The Twins are next. I mean, 2 runs over 3 games, guys. That is ridiculous. Just ridiculousness by this pitching staff. As Luke says, really great win today. What a series off topic from the game, but with Mead hitting so great lately, who's going to be sent down when Magnum is ready? Any chance he ends up saying, hey, what do you think? No, I think Meisner is going to get sent down for him, which is tough because he's played really good defense. But it's in a good position to have. It's a good conversation to have such quality players in depth for the Rays. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. We should see something hopefully tomorrow, Tuesday. As we go to Jack Stakes, said, now that's a Rays plus. Keep playing like this against the Twins and keep this feel-good love fest going. Yeah, again, you're not going to sweep every team. You're not going to win every game. But, man, it is just good to have the Rays be the better team for the last 5 games. It's not like some of these fluky wins. The Rays have been better the last 5 games, which is just very, very, very good to see. As we see, go to I Love Lakers, says next week is kind of tricky with the Rays roster as players start coming off the IL. I wonder if Esteban Hill gets sent down. Yeah, it's going to be the biggest decision yet of this season. Do the Rays send a pitcher down? Do they go heavy on position players? That's not something they've normally done. I do think Meisner's the first to go just because if you DFA Mead, not DFA, send him down, I mean, you hit your infield depth significantly. Now, if you take out the normal stars, then you really just have Cabby that can play the infield. So I think it's going to be I do think it's going to be Meisner, but we will see. As Gary says, Memorial Day is one of the 4 major checkpoints of the season. See where you are. The All-Star break, trade deadline, and Labor Day are the others. Checkpoint 1 passed well for the Rays. Yeah. I saw a video that is like the Rays have, the most appealing trade prospects out of any team. But yeah, they do. But that means the Rays have really good players. And if the Rays keep playing like this, they're not going to be trading their guys. They're going to be keeping them. As we go to some guys saying that, yes, they agree with Pepiot's best outing. Jack Take says, absolutely best Pepiot outing. Tyler Hu. Yeah, I just hope Tyler Glasnow gets healthy. He's one of my favorite Rays players. Just super, he's super awesome. And then, again, Cameron says, all 5 starting pitcher has been more than solid the last 2 starts. Then you have Mac around Shane McClanahan around the All-Star break, and Boyle and Seymour cooking at AAA. So much depth. And that depth is what the Rays win with. They don't beat you with their lineup sometimes, but they'll beat you with their 40-man roster. They'll beat you with their farm system. So, I mean, it is just it is just so good to see that the Rays way can still win you games. Like, it was early, never overact too much unless you're like the Orioles or Rockies right now. But yeah, I mean, this is time, and I love Legos asked about Palacios. He's not too close. I mean, he is. He's not too close. He's still a little bit away as he goes. It's Cat. He says there's a tweet from Ryan Bass that actually said Caminero contacted his personal hitting coach for the J series of work together all week. Yeah, I saw that. It was great reporting from Ryan Bass, one of the best in the business. And yeah, and whatever did it help. They flew him in. He was from far. I forgot exactly where it was, but he flew him in and they just went to work. And Junior has that work ethic that's going to make him successful. That's probably the reason why I go through these slumps. I don't panic too much because I think Junior is a stud and he has the talent and he has the work ethic that's going to make him great in this league. As we go to Aaron Smith, he said, can you send Meade down with this hot streak? Do you send down Meisner with center field he's playing? Could they send Morel down? Excuse me. Could he be DFA'd? Yeah, Morel doesn't have any more options. If he did, he would be the one to get sent down. But I don't think you send Meade down just because, God forbid, something happens in the infield, right? And obviously we'll be bringing back up, but your infield depth, it's Aranda, Walls, Lowe, Junior, Cabby, and that's it. If I'm forgetting someone, you guys, if I forget someone, you guys let me know. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you send Curtis Meade down and still you have Hysom Kim ready. Then that was sending Meade down, and then you kind of go from there. But yeah, it is just crazy. As we go to our genius, he says, I'm used to seeing the Yankees and Boston on top of the division. I always wanted to finish the Rays to finish better than Toronto. Yeah, the Rays can finish better than all of them. And maybe not the Yankees, but the Rays only 6 back, and now we talked about it yesterday, guys. The Rays now, I believe they're just a game back of the wild card, which is crazy. And it's silly to look at the wild card so early in the year. I mean, I guess the Royals wanted it, but they're still 502 games back of the wild card. Just crazy to see after how tumultuous this season has been. As we go to Cameron Van Pelt, it says Janikowski DFA first. But he's hurt right now, so he doesn't count against the roster. That's why they were able to bring up Josh Lowe and set him down. So yeah, Janikowski probably will get DFA'd whenever he comes back healthy. He's also starting his rehab starts. So let's go to the Rays. Let's look ahead to tomorrow. The Rays play the Twins. And again, one of the better staffs in baseball starts with Chris Paddock. He's 2-4 with a 3.9 ERA, 35 strikeouts and 19 walks. So again, he's not going to blow you away with his stuff as the Rays will counter with Zach Littell. But his last 4 outings, guys, 5 outings. Oh my, he's been really good. His last 2 months, he's not given up more than 3 earned runs. His last 3 outings, he's only given up 3 runs combined. In the month of May, his ERA is 2.19. That's how good he's been. He's had 1 stinker, and it was his first start of the year against the White Sox. Ever since then, 3 runs, 1 run, 1 run, 2 runs, 1 run, 3 runs, 1 run, 0 runs, 2 runs. That is a lot of quality from Mr. Paddock. And, the Rays are going to face Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez in this series as well. So, I mean, it is not going to get any easier for the Rays. But, man, I'll take this lineup right now against any of them. And we'll talk about Joe Ryan more tomorrow because he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. But the Rays, for the first time in a while, has really started to hit consistent, good pitching. They did it with Hunter Brown. They did it with Bassett today. So can they keep that up? If the Rays score 4 runs every game, I mean, you're not going to do that. It's going to fluctuate. But if the Rays can average that, 4 to 5 runs, they're not going to lose many games because that is how good their pitching staff is. So if anyone has any more comments, put them in. Cameron Van Pelt asks, is Joe Ryan the worst trade ever? I mean, there's been a lot of bad ones. Like the Blake Snell trade wasn't very good, even though I did love me some Francisco Mejia. But yeah, the Joe Ryan one might be one of the worst. But look, I mean, look where our rotations at. Obviously, Joe Ryan would be probably number 1, number 2 in our rotation right now. But I mean, the Rays are still in a good spot pitching wise. So hopefully that they have officially turned the corner. Yeah, I love Lego says that. Hopefully. And obviously, look, the season 162 games. The Rays are here right now. They're on the way up. And, a week from now, they could be back down here. But it's like, where will the Rays maintain at? Can they start to maintain at that 2-3 games above 500? Now, when they go on a streak, they get to 5 games above 500. They maintain. They're going another streak, get to 7. That's how you do this, right? And now here comes the reinforcements. They're coming. The guys are coming, guys. I mean, 2 weeks from now, we should have kind of our full roster ready to go. As It's Cat said, the Manzardo trade hurt so bad because Aaron Savali was awful. And Aaron Savali seemed like a great person, but man, there's never been a pitcher I've seen just to put more meatballs right down the middle than Aaron Savali. But I will refuse to talk about bad Rays trades how good we should all be feeling after the Rays win their 5th straight, the second time the Rays have won 5 straight this year. As as of the season and as of doing this postcast, you guys remember when we first started, the Rays immediately kind of won 5 straight. So yeah, I mean, it's just oof. I mean, it is just so good to see, because again, I cannot emphasize enough the job the staff has done, the job this coaching staff has done, and the job the lineup has done. This win streak, against the last win streak, it was a lot of like 1-0, 2-1 games. This has been a complete team effort. The Rays offense, they've scored. Let me go look at it, then we'll get out of here. The Rays during this win streak, their offense has scored 13, 3, 3, 8, and 3. Like a lot of threes in there, but those threes have been with a lot of consistent offensive pressure. And then boom, they finally got the breakthroughs in 2 of those games. And the Rays are playing the Rays way, and when that Rays way is working, it's a beautiful brand of baseball. So I appreciate every single person in here that joined live. We will be back tomorrow. It is a 7:05 first pitch tomorrow, so we'll be back around 9:30, 10 for the postcast. So if you guys are listening, watching the replay, try to join the live. I mean, we had another big audience in here today. I appreciate every single person that joined, and I will see you guys hopefully after a 6th win in a row starting tomorrow night. See you guys later.